turns into your greatest call down the road. I'll say this much, our time together is anything but dull. My blades are yours for as long as you'll have me.
Noted. I have questions for you.
What do you need?
I would like to discuss your apparent connection with Barrack.
You've just got to know, don't you? I suppose there's no point in hiding it. Barrack and I are siblings. And we share a father, if
What?
little else.
They're brother and sisters?
I try not to think too much about some northern merchant dropping anchor in my mother's port, but it happened. And the fortunate result stands proudly before you.
How did you two become aware of this?
There were a lot of lazy days during the conquest, and among other things, I spent my off hours using messenger birds as target practice. You should have seen Ash's anger when he heard that was going on. One day, I snagged a bird that flew from the hands of a proud northern daddy. The missive was about the goings-on at the family farm. I recognized the name and handwriting from a note in my mother's belongings. There weren't too many people named Barrack in the army, so tracking him down was no challenge. I cornered him in camp, and we shared a few heated words. Some blackmail, even.
She tried to extort rings from me, and I was having none of it. Not even Graven Ash would think less of me for our father's indiscretion.
I like your confidence, but my ring belt is feeling a little light these days. Maybe you want to take me up on that offer, or I can start whispering in disfavored ears. Think about it.
I love her. She's awesome. Do you even like each other?
I've tried to get along with that ironclad knot of repression, but it would seem he's having none of it. Good riddance, then. The war has tossed us together, but nothing says we have to keep that going. The most we do for each other is try not to get the other one killed, which is more than you can say for most disfavored in Scarlet Corps.
How has this affected you, Barrack?
Well, Verse has a nasty habit of jabbering in my ear and making this war intolerable. I plan on parting ways and returning to the north at first convenience. My father will answer for his infidelity. Beyond that, I am happy to consider myself in every way unaffected. My superiors once accused me of having an impulsive streak, but I have worked to suppress it at every turn.
When you go back home, send Father my fondest greetings and thanks. If he hadn't gone to ground on my mother's dry dock, I might not be here today.
My heritage was a point of pride and distinction before I met you, Verse. Not that you would care.
Have you noticed any significant impact, Verse?
I've asked myself about that several times, but unfortunately I don't have what you'd call a definitive answer. The Northerners put a lot of meaning behind family and blood. Seems arbitrary to me, but I don't want to discredit it entirely. I told you about what happened to my Scarlet Fury sisters. The hesitation I experienced. Sometimes I wonder if that wasn't because of my connection to Barrack. He's stubborn, regimented, everything I'm not. I suppose there's no telling for sure, but if I had to guess... Yeah. Sometimes I get messed up in my head, and learning I had a brother has helped me understand that better.
Okay. That was
What do you
so
need?
interesting, though. I find myself in need of an accomplished killer.
Point me in the right direction. I'll cut down whatever I find in my path.
Okay, so we're
I'll
removing
tack
Ebb
onward.
for a
See you
second.
there.
We're putting her there. She gets to be in the group again. Let's boost her stats a little bit. Okay, let's see. Know your enemies will also grant accuracy to reverse when she grazes an enemy. Yeah, okay, we'll give her that. It's fine. Her gear is probably garbage, though. Oh, yeah. 2 armor? Ugh. These are two-handed, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else for her. Sadly. Yeah, no. That's it. Maybe armor? No, we sold everything. Yeah, that's right.
I see you there.
Okay, so we'll save, and we'll go do her mission really quickly. Then we'll swap her back for Ebb. Also, she needs to speak to us. You've carved out a real knack for yourself by breaking the Overlord's edict left and right. Whatever Tunans is paying you for your service, I'd say you're due for a raise. How does it feel? Not only have you given voice to the Overlord's will, but you're breaking Kairus' magic left and right. I'm exposing myself to powers I don't understand. War is about taking risk, and you're putting yourself out there more than anyone. I can't help but respect that. I'm here if you need me, but I don't have a mind for arcane wisdom. I'll do whatever I can to get our little gang through this war. If it ever looks like your strength is flagging, I'll put you out of your misery and take control. Cheer up.
What do you need?
To Barrack and Verse, have either of you noticed that you fight particularly well together?
The thought has crossed my mind from time to time. During the many battles of the Conquest, we found ourselves standing back to back with enemies on all sides on more than one occasion.
The big guy here is as useless as an empty scabbard without his phalanx to keep him alive, but I move fast enough to compensate for it. And it's nice having a living wall of rusted iron I can use for cover.
Do you think it's because of your shared heritage?
If you want to attach some arcane meaning to the whole thing, be my guest. I couldn't tell you for sure. I doubt that a capable tactician could explain why certain soldiers learn to rely on each other.
In the disfavored ranks, the Oathbound seem to know more about synchronizing their efforts, and the same could be argued for the Scarlet Furies. I don't know how they pair up their units, but it isn't by virtue of blood.
How do you think it is possible?
I would suggest that our fighting styles complement each other, but they do not. I would suggest that we get along, but we do not. We don't even finish each other's
sentences. Okay, that was... Did you hear that? The next time I catch a whiff of Barrack's meaning, I'm keeping my mouth shut.
I want you to train together.
Absolutely not. Our fighting styles are incompatible, and any disfavored lieutenant will tell you not to join at the hip soldiers who can't stomach each other.
I'm inclined to agree. If you want to pair up fighters, there has to be some great passion or magnetism between them. We don't have it.
I'm gonna go with subterfuge. If neither of you is up to the challenge, then I won't force the matter.
A valiant attempt, but I'm not as easily swayed by your courtly tongue.
Neither am I. At least, not in this context.
Why don't you give it a shot?
Oh, damn it. I can think of 100 reasons to refuse, but if this will serve the war effort, I can swallow my pride. Verse, if you even try to cut my head off, we're finished.
I make no promises. Tricky idea, Fatefinder. Old Ironclad and I might not stand each other, but maybe a few sparring sessions and a battle or two will be good for us. Barrack, shall we get started?
Arrow Storms unlocked. Barrack and Verse have gained new combo ability. Oh, that's cool. That's super cool. Loving it. Okay, let's save. And let's go to the spot we need to go. Merchant's Crossroad. Not actually a crossroad and as well traveled by soldiers, farmers, and peasants as merchants' caravans. No one is entirely sure how this stretch of winding, lightly wooded road came by its name. Some suggest it's for the bandits that haunt the area, offering the forking path between the merchant's ring and their life. Interesting. Hey, Lippin, what's up, man? Encountering Lethian's Crossing. The air shimmers around you, the trees along the path shuddering, shrinking its sprouting arms. As trunks split into legs, an arcane illusion, you realize in its place men and women in soot-dusted clothes, quills tucked into hats and jars of acrid-scented potions hanging from their belt. A young woman steps forth, her right eye a mass of burned scars, her left narrowed at you in abject loathing. The School of Ink and Quill is not done with you, Binder, she spits. The Venom Citadel remembers what others forget. Mere death would be too merciful for you, Firestarter. Your actions demand complete erasure, to be burned away as so much lore has been by your hand. Her fingers flicked before her, catching arcane energy up in ancient sigils, prepared to be forgotten. Speak to them. Your hands near your weapons, you consider your words carefully. Attempt lore, diffuse the situation. Hands empty, you speak to the historians in a quiet, even tone of a scriptorium. Enough! The magician barks, you will not convince us of your respect for our work. Only the void awaits you. The magician begins chanting. Oh, well, shit. See, I was trying to get the thing. How's work? Good. I'm not at work right now. But yeah. A mage right now would be awesome. Just saying. Where am I right now? Oh, I'm here. Yeah, these guys suck. Uh-oh. Let's do that. Hey, set it up. What's up, man? Is that dude with the white beard still your slave? No, he's part of my team now. He's not my slave. I actually decided to be friendly with him and with everybody in my team, actually. So instead of being like a douche most of the time, I'm friendly most of the time. Every time.
I always have this much. Pity you won't enjoy this as much as.
On it.
Boom! Man, we destroyed them. That was great. Lippin told you to come by to say hello. Lippin, thank you so much. And set it up, man. I'm super happy to see you. How you doing? You guys just missed Obsidian Entertainment stopping by the stream to say hi. That was awesome, by the way. Probably like one of the most awesome thing that ever happened to me. The devs actually stopping by and chatting. It was great. Hold on. Oh, Sage Hood. No, I don't need it. What is this? Sage's robes. And a sigil of lightning. We already have, though, so it's not impressive.
Can't do that.
That was awesome. That was super cool of them to stop by and say hi.
Can't do that.
I mean, I've seen them stop by other streams, but like they were, you know, major streamers that had like thousands of people watching him, so that makes sense. But them stopping by for like such a smaller streamer is really awesome. Really, really awesome of them.
Sorry, I can't.
Alright, so there's nothing here that we can possibly get from this. Okay. Cool. Let's just go. Let's get out. Let's get out of here. That is really cool. Let's go back here. Boy, oh boy. Man, I love this game. It's so freaking good. I can't stop playing it. It's so amazing. And I cannot wait for Pillars, guys. I'm so pumped to play Pillars. It's going to be so good. Oh, wow, this map is very small. Malfora. Oh, you know what? We're going to loot that first. Just in case. Stuck with her. I'm not open for business, friend, and I'm not looking for trouble. Basila in Legion's Crossing expects me with this shipment shortly. Wouldn't want to keep her waiting. The merchant watches you warily as you approach, a heavy pack hanging from her shoulders. Soft and well fed, this one, but look at her stance. She can handle herself. Verse takes the woman in with a long appraising gaze. I know, Lippin! Excuse me. The merchant blinks. Quit the act. Give us what we need to know. What did I say? I said, let me handle this. You must have been mistaken for someone else, I assure you. Oh, fine. The road to Stalwart is paved in iron. Verse sighs. The farms of Azure are mostly air. She nods with relief. Look at the answers. The Queen of Apex died friendless, or a bird in the hand is worth a tortoise in a cabbage patch. I'm just gonna say nothing. Yet their papers are in flame. Charming. Sorry about the formalities. If word got back to the voices that I was cutting corners on security. Let's just say I prefer my tongue in my mouth and my bowels in my, well, bowels, I guess. She shakes her head. You're the Fatebinder of the Mountain Spire, correct? I'm Malfora. She opens her hands to you, palms out. Two, what do you have for us? Right. Malfora glances between the two of you before her eyes settle on Verse. The man you're interested in calls himself Crocus. No idea whether that's what his mother named him. Showed up in the crossing a few months back, picking fights and looking for rings. He ran afoul of the garrison and they stumped the pants gravies out of him. That quieted him down for a bit, but when he started casting around for work again, he boasted of his victory against the Band of Furies during the war. Is he still at the crossing? You'd think a story like that would scare off any potential employers, but Aiza's never been the brightest ring on the rope. Zed it up, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Shinobis. Thank you very much for watching the stream. You'd think a story like that would scare her off. She shakes her head. Who is Aiza? A cloth dealer originally out of Azure, runs a circuit from the crossing to the Brothers and down in the calmer edges of the Blade Grave. He hired Crocus and a few others last week, claiming he needed extra protection for his daughter. Why had he brought his daughter to the crossing in the first place? Overlord only knows. Thoughts? Shit sticks. It's not going to be easy to find a caravan between here and the Blade Grave. Verse curls her lower lip below her uneven teeth. Luckily for you, I'm very good at what I do. Malfora smiles and produces a scroll from her pack. He usually goes to Stalwart by way of the Ocean Spire, but he's cutting east to make time and avoid beasts. She wraps a knuckle on a thick black line. Your best bet is to wait for him here, at Hunter's Spire. She points to a position just south of Avon. What can you tell me about Hunter's Respite? A small stretch of wilderness far enough off the trade route to dissuade raiders, but near enough to avoid losing much time. The isolation recommends it, but not much else. Awesome, set it up. Awesome, man. Honestly, the Respite starting to get too well known as a stopover. I give it a year before thieves start hitting it. I'm supposed to wait for him and hope he shows up. Wait, hold on. What's your role in all this? Who are you exactly? Mostly I'm open ears. Came up in the bastard tier, but made for Haven when I could leave home. She twitches, then waves off a bug that buzzes past you. Started howling goods between the crossing and Sunder, eventually expanding down to the Brothers and even as far as Ardent in a good year. The conquest was bad for business, but by then though, I heard and knew a lot more than I did before, though thought I could turn a profit swapping information with the Archon. I thought right. Not that I'm complaining, mind you. Hail Kairos. She straightens and quickly salutes. I'm supposed to wait for him in hopes he shows up. If you want to catch Crocus, yes. Aiza's taking the southern road out of Avon, so he'll almost certainly stop there. He's never made a great secret about it being his favorite resting stop around these parts. Okay. Yeah, thanks. When we find this bastard, we'll open him from balls to chin. Oh god. You know everything I know about this so-called Fury Slayer. If you have any other questions, you'll have to ask someone else. Malfora bows informally at the waist.
On it.
Okay. Okay, so let's save. And let's take a quick break, guys. Let's take a quick break. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.